So we are going to go for a bit of a walk today, just down that way, and we're going to go and test out some filters. The normal 100mm slide-in filter and the new magnetic one. So we'll see how that is. This one, K9 system, and this one, which is the magnetic system. So we're going to test it out and see which one's better. R with the Canon 15-35 RF, and we're gonna mount some filter on here and see what we get. This is the old system, so you can see that it's got a holder, and basically you put an adapter ring on, you put the holder on, and then you slot your filters in. Adapter ring on, so you just basically screw it in. That's it, in. And then you have your CPL, which you just magnet on, and then that goes on. Reverse grad, there, slide it in, off you go, and then you can start taking pictures. Why would you want to use the filter on a day like this? Is because you want to have a long exposure. If you don't have a filter, your image is going to be overexposed. So basically, that's why you need to put the filters on in manual mode. And then I'm going to drop my shutter speed down as low as I can. Change my f-stop to something really small, so somewhere around f22. I also drop my ISO down to 50, which is the lowest that I can go on my camera. And then I worked out what shutter speed I can use, keeping tab of the exposure bar down the bottom, so it needs to be at 0. Just doing a portrait orientation, I rotate that filter. So basically what I'm doing now is I'm doing a 1 minute exposure with a 10 stop in there. So it's bright daylight, I'm still able to do a minute exposure, so that's not too bad. I can probably do longer if I wanted to, just by adding a few more filters in there. Without the filter, you won't be able to do this. So that's the advantage of the filter. So I'm going to show you how to use these now. So this is a magnetic circular filter. So basically it's a lot smaller, a lot more compact and easier to use, in my opinion. So this is an adapter ring, goes on, like any normal adapter would, just screw it in, comes with a lens cap, magnetic, you can just put it on there, take the lens caps off, then caps on, then caps off, and in the pack, what you get is CPL. Where is that? This one. This is a CPL circular polarized filter. Same thing, magnetic it on, and you can adjust it like so. So, like I said, I'm going to put that on first. Find what I'm looking for in terms of what I want to see in the water. That looks about right. And then I can put my 10 stop right there, stick it on. And then I can put my grads in there as well, because I know the sky is a lot brighter. So that's a grad, chuck it on. Should be able to shoot at the same exposure as I had before. So as you can see, it's a lot more compact, easier to use. So here we are back in the studio. Let's talk about the filters. Why would you need to use the filter? Basically, it will extend your shooting time. So say if you go for sunrise, before the sun come up, you can do a long exposure, but as soon as the sun is up, your shutter speed will be too short. So basically what you need to do is you need to put filters in, and that's allow you to shoot for a little bit longer. The same goes with the sunset. You're there before the sunset and you want to do a long exposure, but the light is too bright. So what you would need to do is you put filters in so you can start doing long exposure before the sunset. As soon as the sunset, you take the filters out. Come with the set is also a CPL, Circular Polarized Filter. What that does is it helps reduce the reflections on surfaces. Works really well at the waterfalls with the mist coming down onto the leaves, so you can just get rid of it. It also helps enhance the colors and contrast in the scene. The other benefit with the filters is the grad NDs. What that does is that it helps reduce the exposure from the sky so that it matches a bit better with the ground, bringing the dynamic range closer together. They're shock resistant, so it's not going to break down on you quite easily as other brands. And I have dropped mine accidentally, and it just bounced back, and I can still use them again. Whereas if it was other manufacturer, it would have just been shattered, and I would have to buy new filters. So which one would you choose? This one is probably more versatile in the sense that you can slide the filter up and down, whereas with these one, is pretty much set in the middle. As you can see, it's pretty much in the middle and you can't really slide it up. I just weighed them. This one comes in at about 550 grams and this one comes in at only 160 grams. So there's a significant weight difference there. These only just came out not that long ago, so they're lighter, they're smaller, easier to carry. You have your bigger one. If I'm not weight restricted, if I just down the road, I will take these. They give me a lot more options to play with in terms of different filters that I can have. I can even put colors in there if I need to. The versatility is there. You know, if it's really important, then you're still gonna stick with your bigger set. So they both have their good and bad side. If I go on a hike, I take these. If I go just down the road, then I will take these. Alright, thank you very much. Can you hear it? That. Can you hear it? The frog, it just wouldn't stop. It just kept going. I have no idea why.